back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well out there. Today we're going to go down some horror movie news, mostly about some releases on physical media coming up that if you're a physical media collector, you'll want to stay tuned for. But first, a couple news tidbits before we get into it. Like, comment, subscribe. Join me here. I would appreciate that. Click on the little notification bell. That way every time we upload a video, you'll get notified and you can come back and see just what in the hell I got going on over here. First things first, it was announced that, well, as we discussed before, Scream 6 has already been greenlit by Paramount. They're supposed to start shooting this summer, I think, from what I heard, up in Toronto somewhere. I don't know why they're moving off to North Carolina location, because I thought that worked pretty well in the last film, but it is what it is. And they have extended an offer to Neve Campbell. She said she's waiting to see a script, which they are working on right now. But we all knew this was coming, and it's not surprising they're reaching out to Neve Campbell to come back. She has been pretty much the heart and soul of this film, since this series, since the beginning. And I don't know if they're planning on asking Courtney Cox. I'm sure we'll hear more words as it gets closer to production time. Speaking of sequels, Jamie Lee Curtis she got done filming all of her scenes for Halloween Ends last week, so she is done. And this is probably, it's a little bittersweet. This is probably going to be the last time Halloween Ends will ever see Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode in this franchise, because I cannot see her ever coming back again. Although, we've said that before in the past. You just never know with these things. But Halloween Ends is still supposed to come out this October, so I'm very excited to see how David Gordon Green caps off his Halloween trilogy. And John Carpenter had an interview last week, because they're releasing Escape from LA on 4K. I think it came out last week, or it comes out today or tomorrow. And he said that this is going to be a concluding chapter of the Halloween franchise. Now, take that with a grain of salt. If this movie makes money, you know damn well Michael Myers will be stocking cinema screens once again at some point in the future. We just don't know how long it's going to take and who's going to be directing. None of that, but I guarantee we will see Michael Myers again sometime in the future, because if it's making money, Hollywood will make a sequel. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, why John Carpenter was giving that interview, he was asked, like he always is. So this is nothing new. Carpenter always gets asked when he's interviewed about stuff like this. Which one of his movies would he like to see a sequel to? They almost asked him, like, what movie he'd like to do a sequel to. And they talked about Escape from Earth, which was an idea floated around way back when to cap off the Escape trilogy. But he really honed in on The Thing 2, doing a sequel to his Thing. And this is a movie that's been talked about for a while, and there's been rumors that Jason Blum and Carpenter are trying to come up with an idea for a sequel to The Thing. Now, there's been no mention, nothing concrete that Carpenter would even be willing to direct it, because Carpenter has not directed a theatrical film since The Ward, and that was a while ago. He's been mostly concentrating on music, doing the scores for the Halloween trilogy, the upcoming Firestarter movie, and doing his concerts and new original music. I can't see Carpenter stepping behind the camera again. I would love to see another film directed by Carpenter, because I'm a huge John Carpenter fan, my favorite movie director. I don't see it, but that's just my opinion. So we'll see what happens. There is talk of them working on a sequel to The Thing through Blumhouse, but nothing concrete has been released. At this point, it's all speculation. So take that with a grain of salt. But it would be cool to see a sequel to The Thing if done right. But we'll see. Who knows? Now we're on to, if you're a physical media collector or buyer like I am. I've been buying only physical media as of the last few years, because, I don't know, I like having it tangibly in my hand. And there's a lot of releases coming out. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is Friday the 13th. Part 3 is coming up on its 40th anniversary, which I cannot believe that movie's that goddamn old, but it is. And on May 10th, they're releasing a Steelbook Blu-ray of that film. Now, it's already a transfer that's already been done before. I don't know which one it is, but it's one that's been done in the past, and it's only going to be the 2D version. So that's what's going to be released on May 10th. I already own 2 different copies of this, the 3D Blu-ray, and I own it from the Scream Factory box set, so I will not be buying it. But if you're a collector and you're interested, there is a Steelbook of Friday the 13th Part 3 for the 40th anniversary, dropping May 10th. Now, Scream Factory is going to have a hell of a busy May. We're going to go down a bunch of movies they're releasing in May. First things up is the original The Craft from the 90s. If you're a huge fan, Scream Factory did release a special edition Blu-ray a couple years ago. From what I can tell, all the special features are being ported over to this 4K, and it's a 4K that was a brand new scan from the original Cameron negative, so that's how you get a true 4K transfer, doing an original scan of the original negative, and it looks like they did that here, and that's going to drop on May 17th. Also, Scream Factory is going to be doing a 4K Candyman release, the original Candyman, Tony Todd Candyman, on May 24th, and they're going to have the theatrical cut in there, and the unrated cut, which I've never seen. It looks like all the special features are going to be poured over from the special edition Blu-ray they did a few years ago. But yes, there's a 4K edition of Candyman dropping on May 24th. Now, another big title coming out in May on 4K is John Carpenter's Escape from New York. That's going to drop on May 17th. And that is a scan from the original camera negative as well. And it looks like a lot of the special features are going to be ported over. And they're going to have different bundles you can buy of that. You can go to their website and check that out. They just dropped that on their Facebook page today. Also in May coming out, which I'm very excited about this, is The Ghost and the Darkness is going to be dropping on May 10th on Blu-ray. That's with Val Kilmer, where the lions come in, the man-eating lions come in and start tearing apart his crew that's trying to build this bridge. I've always liked that film. I saw it in the theaters way back when. I've always enjoyed it, and I'm excited that Scream Factory is going to release. Hopefully it's a special edition. I don't know. The details were a little bit slim, but it's dropping on May 10th, so I'm excited about that. Also in May, from Scream Factory, we're still on Scream Factory here, is Life Force, the Tobe Hooper vampire movie, is coming out on 4K. Now, they did release a special edition Blu-ray a few years ago. The 4K is being released on May 24th, and that's a brand new scan from the original camera negative. So look out, if you're a fan of Life Force and you want to get the 4K, that will be dropping in May. The other cool physical media release news that came out is Tom Holland blasted out on Twitter that Fright Night, the original classic Fright Night, is getting a 4K release. No details yet when that's going to drop. When I do get those details, I will relay them to you fine folks out there. But yes, Fright Night is going to make its 4K debut sometime this year, and I'm very excited about that. And the final release we're going to talk about is Scream 2022 is actually dropping on digital for purchase tomorrow. I can't believe they just announced this today. It's crazy. And then the 4K and the Blu-ray are going to be released on April 5th. So yes, Scream 22 is coming very soon to home for home purchase from digital, or you have to wait till May or April 5th for the physical copy. But yes, that is all the news and release schedule I have. I hope you're all doing well out there. I'll be back soon with a review for House of a Thousand Corpses. But until then, bye.